Welcome to the 2021 Teach for America celebration. I'm Latasha Kazi, tonight's co-chair and also a member of the TFA Phoenix board. While I wish we were all here together at the Biltmore again this year, it means so much that you're joining us virtually tonight. I want to start by thanking everyone who made tonight's event possible. First and foremost, I want to thank my co-chair and our title sponsor, Vianne Kutra and her husband, Jack. Vianne and Jack have been our title sponsor for several years now. Their commitment to education in our community is inspiring, and you'll have the chance to hear from them later this evening. I'd also like to thank our Community Catalyst sponsors, the Burton Family Foundation and Kitchell, and our network champions, Phil and Nita Francis, and State Farm for their tremendous support. But that's not all. We have had so many corporations, foundations, and individuals show up in support of Teach for America's work tonight. Thank you to each of you for your commitment to realizing educational equity in Arizona. And last but not least, thank you to our entire celebration committee and TFA board. Both pour so much time and effort into making this event a reality, and it simply could not happen without them. Our annual celebration is a time to bring our entire community together to honor the work that Teach for America core members and alumni are doing every day, alongside students, families, educators, and community partners. So this year, instead of honoring an organization or an individual, we are choosing to honor all of the heroic educators who have demonstrated incredible resilience and innovation in the face of these unprecedented challenges. You are our honorees tonight, and you are made for this moment. Thank you for what you do. We have some powerful stories to share with you tonight, and hope you will sign off later feeling inspired by our community. And now, please join me in raising your glass to cheers to our 2021 Teach for America celebration.
Cheers! Thank you so much, Latasha, and thank you to each of you for joining us tonight. As Latasha shared, this has certainly been a year of unprecedented challenge for us all, but has been especially hard for our most vulnerable kids and families. Long before our current health crisis, systemic inequities have unjustly put too many kids at a disadvantage. Unequal access along lines of race and class has deep roots in our society, and COVID-19 has only further exacerbated these inequities. As doors closed and the country shut down, the need for an education system remained. With decades of experience fighting for educational equity, Teach for America exists to meet this very moment with students and families. In the last 12 months, our network has stepped up in meaningful ways. In the midst of tremendous uncertainty, more than 70 new teachers doubled down on their offer to join Teach for America Phoenix. Not knowing if they'd be teaching virtually, in person, or both, they still made the decision to come to the Valley to teach in low-income communities. And despite unprecedented challenges, including a virus that continues to spread throughout our community, we have retained nearly 100% of our teachers. While our state struggles to find and retain teacher talent, our teaching force remains stronger and more diverse than ever, with nearly half of our core identifying as teachers of color. Recognizing that this moment demands more from us, more creativity and willingness to try new things, we recruited 100 college students to virtually tutor hundreds of students for thousands of hours in our partner schools. And it's paid off for those students. Together, we have covered more ground and made up for lost learning time in the spring and fall. And every day, our core members and alumni are leading with resilience, creativity, and flexibility so that all students here in Phoenix have the opportunity to learn, lead, and thrive. Tonight, we'll take you inside the physical and virtual classroom of three of those leaders. You'll see examples of leadership, hear stories from our students, and connect with many from across our community. You'll see why we are truly made for this moment.
I wake up every day roughly around 6 in the morning.
I wake up at like 6:30.
I wake up, get some breakfast.
I'll usually grab coffee with one of my roommates.
I do have to commute to my prospective campus.
Join the Zoom.
And usually like before I know it, it's 8:10 and class is starting.
When the transition to online learning happened at the start of the pandemic, I really was worried how I can still keep those relationships and the trust and the connections I built. I kind of came up with an idea to have a video at the start of every lesson to at least be that little breadcrumb to get the students to click on the video, get them excited for the day. I realized that TikTok would be a great source of inspiration. The students just got a kick out of them.
One of the most interesting things about chemistry and physics is seeing all these different ways that there's a practical application for it.
The hydrocarbons from my alcohol are going to react with the oxygen gas.
I've done combustion reactions where you take a hydrocarbon and then you light it on fire and see the flames that come up. So just finding ways that I can show them that science doesn't have to be done in the lab. They're not only scientists when they're in my classroom. They're scientists all the time.
Learn online.
When my students are on the computer, it can get quite tiring to just be sitting for so long. That's when I implement activities such as yoga. Sometimes we do dance. Even though they're children, they have a great sense of understanding of what's going on around them. The one word that pops into my mind is resilience. They want to learn, their positive mindset, their growth mindset of saying, Miss Blanco, remember what you tell us. It's all going to be okay. We can't give up.
Hello, Mathletes. I just wanted to let you guys know how proud I am of all of you and your hard work.
I have a lot of students that are on the cusp of transitioning out of special education and into the general education setting. I really try and provide a lot of rigor for my students that's going to bring the most growth out of them. But this year was really more about well-being of my students. If we don't start with meeting our students' social, emotional well-being, I think it's just really tough to try and get them to even engage in the learning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. We often talk about the pandemic as like, it's hard to connect to your kids. We're behind a screen. We're not able to support them in ways that we used to. But I think being able to hop on a Zoom call with a student is meaningful.
Just do as much as you can in class, but take care of yourself first and foremost.
Our students are isolated during the pandemic. I'm able to just ask them, what can I do to support you? And what resources can I give to you to make this situation a little bit better?
I want my students to learn the different skills and work ethic to achieve things that they might not have thought possible before.
Yay! We got 100%!
I do not know what will happen in the future, but what I do know is that the students that were in my classroom at some point are walking away more resilient, more passionate, more intelligent. And that is what gives me hope.
Thank you, Dairani, CJ, and Hannah for all the incredible work you do every day. And thank you to all of the 140 Teach for America core members and our 450 alumni teachers who wake up every morning to give their all for all of their students. It is my heartfelt joy and honor to chair the Teach for America Phoenix Board. Thank you so much for joining our virtual program and supporting the important work at Teach for America. The students, core members, and alumni you hear from this evening are at the center of why I am so passionate about this organization. TFA core members and alumni are leaders in our community today. Their students will be leading this community in the very near future, and they all need our support now. I'm asking you all to play a role in that tonight. Yes, this is the part where I'm going to ask you to give us your money. Your financial support always means a lot to us, and it certainly does this year more than ever. We're making it easy for you to give. All you need to do is pull out your phone and text TFAPHX. That's TFAPHX plus your pledge amount to 41444. We emailed and texted you instructions when you registered for this event, but you can also reference the simple instructions right next to me on the screen right now. And in true Teach for America fashion, we have a big goal tonight. We're asking you to help us surpass our goal by texting in a donation right now. Your gift matters. If you can give $5,000, our state will match you in that pledge, and together you will bring a new Teach for America teacher to Phoenix. If you can give $100, you will cover the cost of providing one local student with a Teach for America teacher. If you need some extra motivation, watch our progress along the way to our goal by going to the Text to Pledge tab on the event website. You'll see our goal thermometer there, as well as your own name when you text in a pledge. And now, we have the opportunity to hear from the reason why we're here tonight, our state's future leaders. Here they are.
Hi, my name is Abriana Tillman.
My name is Hayes McNeil.
My name is Milani.
I'm a senior at Agua Fria High School.
I am in 7th grade and I go to Osborne Middle School. When the pandemic happened, my dad came in the room and said, I don't have to go to school. And then I did a little bit of a victory lap around the house. But after a while, I miss seeing my friends and the new teachers and going back to school.
When we had to go online, I was sad.
When we first went online, I honestly got in a rut a little bit because it sucked not being able to be with my friends.
I had to do all these new apps for learning, and we've never really done them before.
My husband and I had to still work during the pandemic, and we had to kind of figure out when we were switching back and forth, helping Nolani stay in school.
Some technical challenges that I came across would be Zoom kicking me out, or audio going out, or my laptop just shutting down in the middle of a test.
After a few more weeks and days and months, I started to get more used to distance learning.
Some new strategies that I've learned, I definitely rely more on Google Classrooms. And I also use Kahoot, this website where you can make your own quizzes. So you could quiz yourself over that. And it really helps with memorization.
I am excited for 2nd grade because I love my teacher.
Miss Blanco was excellent. She always had like something planned for the day, and Nolani was always looking forward for each day.
At the end of the day, we do drawing, and after a break and we have still a little bit more energy, we do the dance.
Mr. Cooper is very kind. He makes me feel comfortable. He always makes me laugh. He's always ready to help us and learn. When we are going to begin doing our lesson, he starts off with these funny videos like him dancing and showing his dog.
Miss Pasquina's class, honors physics, it can be challenging at times, but as long as you go to the extra tutoring time, she's there to help.
So I know that stuff has been kind of crazy for you with all of your college apps, right?
Yes, it definitely has been a very long process.
Just makes it feel like she really genuinely cares.
My hopes and dreams for the future is that this pandemic is over and we're all safe again.
When the pandemic is over, my hopes and dreams would be able to go to college and experience it in person. That is something that I've always visioned.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
When I grow up, I want to become more of an illustrator, I guess like a drawer for movies.
It has been hard, but we have had a lot of help from family and the teachers and Miss Blanco, which have made it easier, and at some point you kind of forget you're in a pandemic.
When you have challenges like this, lean on those that can support you, like parents, friends, and don't be afraid to go to your teachers because they are really genuine and they're there to help you.
If those are the kids that will be leading our state in 20 years, I feel really good about our future. This future has been built on the foundation of those that have come before us. Recently, we lost an important and beloved member of the Teach for America family. Mark Harrison was the founding board chair of Teach for America's Phoenix operation, and all of us who care about Teach for America's impact here have Mark's leadership to be grateful for. We are heartbroken over his passing and want to honor his life and legacy, which all of us at Teach for America are part of. Given his leadership role in the founding of Teach for America Phoenix, no one had to think twice about inducting Mark as an inaugural member of our emeritus board. which we established in recent years to honor those who have truly shaped Teach for America in a unique way over many years of dedication and support. You can see that this is a small but special group of community leaders, all of whom have had an outsized role in making Teach for America what it is today in our community. This year's Emeritus inductee is certainly no exception. And on behalf of the Teach for America board and staff, we are especially honored to welcome Benito Almanza, Arizona President, Bank of America, former Teach for America board member, and longtime Teach for America supporter, to the Teach for America Phoenix Emeritus Board. Congratulations, Benito.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks also to the board of Teach for America and also to Teach for America for this great honor of being a board member emeritus. Truly an honor for me. Also want to thank my friends, Rich Dozier, Ron Butler, Paulina, Vince Roy, Lisa Arias, Jim Swanson, and Phil Francis for helping me understand the importance of Teach for America and helping me understand all that it stands for. So thank you. I'm especially happy that Teach for America was our neighborhood builders this year. And it was timely that they were because of the impact that they have in the community with our students. And certainly from the standpoint, the impact resonated with me in particular because of my own experience. I grew up in a farming community and my parents were farm laborers. And in the 4th grade, I had a teacher. And this teacher would sit us down once a month and show us film or video of Brazil and explain what was going on in Brazil where she had lived. And it resonated with me with the possibilities. And this is how I see our Teach for America Corps members. They're having that possible impact each and every time they are in their classrooms. And they're able to make an impact to students who may not understand the possibilities. With that, you develop a culture and it helps break the cycle of poverty and shows them the way for economic mobility. I want to close by saying thank you again to the Teach for America and the Teach for America board.
Thank you so much, Benito. Your passion and commitment inspires us, and we're so honored to have you join our Emeritus Board. Last year, amid the chaos of the pandemic, studies estimated that low-income students would lose more than 12 months of learning due to school closures, exacerbating existing inequities by 15 to 20%. At that moment, we reached out to our alumni school leaders to see how we could show up for them and their students. We heard resoundingly that school leaders needed more capacity to support their students. So with the help of Governor Ducey's office and many local alumni, we were able to respond to this need by building the Ignite Tutoring Fellowship. The results from our first semester have been tremendous. Here to give you a glimpse into this work is Teach for America alum and school leader, Jeffrey Martin.
Education has the power to change lives. Carla Martin, circa 1995. If you don't know who Carla Martin is, that's my mom. The under-resourced schools in my neighborhood didn't offer adequate educational opportunities. I knew it, and so did my mom. She wanted to make sure that where we lived did not affect my future outcomes in life. She worked 2 jobs to afford private school tuition in Indianapolis. Sometimes we used addresses from my family and church members just so I could attend top-rated schools across town. Even though I was at a top-rated high school, I'll never forget a meeting with my guidance counselor when they discouraged me from even considering four-year universities. Living through disparities myself is what drew me to Teach for America's mission. I moved to Phoenix in 2011 as a Corps member to teach middle school English, and since then, have become the assistant principal at the same school when I started 10 years ago. COVID-19 has highlighted the disparities that have long existed in our Phoenix community. A few weeks ago, our 8th grade science teacher shared that one of their students had to miss logging in for 4th period every day because that's the time that they eat at the shelter. Then added that the student apologized profusely for not coming to class. We have middle schoolers taking care of younger siblings and helping them get logged on to kindergarten. Meanwhile, they are missing their 7th grade language arts class. We have students who have tested positive for COVID-19 and who have lost family and friends to the virus. In the midst of these unprecedented challenges, a key focus of the teachers at Osborne Middle School has remained supporting students personally and academically. So when Teach for America reached out to me about being one of the partner schools for the new tutoring program, I jumped at the chance. The Ignite Fellowship selects college students, or fellows as we call them, to tutor students in small groups or one-on-one in middle school math or early elementary reading. Here at OMS, in just one semester of working with the fellows, our students saw an average increase of 53% on their math benchmark tests. Outside of excellent academic results, the Ignite Fellows fostered a personal connection with students and piqued their interest about college and universities. Rather than playing Call of Duty during virtual lessons, our teachers are catching students, researching colleges, and randomly interrupting to ask questions like, "What is a dorm?" Some students started coming to class more regularly just so that they could chat with their Ignite Fellow. When asked about their experience, one student said, "I really enjoyed my last few weeks working with my Ignite Fellow. She always checked in on me and made learning math fun." Another added, "I feel way more confident about math. They really helped me catch up." And another student just couldn't contain their excitement and just uttered out, "My Ignite Fellow is amazing." Our students have limitless potential. They are bright, they are bold, and they are the future. And it's our job to foster this potential. To do that, we need leaders, especially in this moment. Leaders who are compassionate, represent diverse backgrounds, and push students to achieve their goals. These leaders are Ignite Fellows, core members, school leaders, parents, students, and the entire community. It takes all of us. As you consider how you continue in this movement for equity, I encourage you to reflect on those wise words from a very influential woman in my life. Education has the power to change lives.
One day, all children in our community will have the opportunity to attain an excellent education. That's Teach for America's vision, and one that Vianne and I are deeply committed to ourselves. It's the reason we are so proud to support Teach for America, and we know the work they do every day is making a real difference, both in our community and in kids' lives. We respectfully ask you to join us in supporting this important work, especially during this critical time in our country's history. Truly, as Jeff said earlier, education has the power to change lives. I suspect everyone participating this evening has had a teacher who impacted the trajectory their life has taken. In my case, it was Miss Helen Morganti, who, like many of our core members, was a truly stellar educator. In addition to many other contributions to my education, she introduced me to Senator George McGovern. Senator McGovern subsequently approved my nomination and appointment to the United States Air Force Academy, forever changing my life's journey. Teach for America truly was made for this moment. Unity and equity in our country begin in the classroom. Please be generous in your support of this great organization. We thank you for your donations. Cheers.
This year has brought forth challenges that none of us anticipated, none of us signed up for.
The abrupt switch to virtual learning caught us all off guard. My limited technology skill was put into high mode to make learning interesting for all students.
The resilience we saw in our teachers was inspiring, rotating from teaching in person to teaching online to teaching in a hybrid model. and really adapting to each of those challenges to make sure that their students were learning at the highest levels possible.
When we work, we think about kids and how that's going to have an impact on children in our communities in which we serve. Everyone's got that same focus and everyone's got that same goal.
The resilience we saw in our students, what we talked about for years to come, it's legendary. Kids from 5 to 14 years old being asked, sometimes not supervised, to go on to Zoom, engage on a computer, complete all their work.
I also think for our parents, nobody signed on to 2020 thinking that they were going to be parent plus family caretaker plus teacher all in one, and yet that's exactly what our parents have had to do.
I'm so grateful for the support of my TFA coaches as well as my school instructional coach. As a first-year teacher, it is scary enough to be teaching students, but to do it on a platform that is totally new for everybody is even scarier.
Despite all of the challenges of the past year, I saw so many moments of grace. We provided extra time, extra support, and extra resources to students, families, or each other who might have needed it.
I am so grateful for our public schools. Between March and September alone, Arizona public schools have cooked and delivered over 70 million meals. This is a feat that truly highlights the level of care that our schools provide to our communities.
The work that matters has always been a collective effort, but we proved that we were made for this moment by coming together as a community to find solutions.
I think about the grit, perseverance it takes to be a Teach for America Corps member. I'm just very proud to call myself an alumni. I love the resilience that you all show and the work that you're putting in. So I wanted to say thank you to all the Corps members this year and all the Corps members last year and future Corps members who are really putting in that time to make that change they want to see in the world. So thank you.